Yo, what's up? Welcome to Unapologetic Talk. I'm your host, Chuck Atkins, here with my brother, Graham I Am. Tonight's topic we're talking about, is it time for Anthony Edwards to move on from the Minnesota Timberwolves? But before we do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because without us, without you guys, there is no us. All right? So, Graham, um, you know, is it time? And the only reason why I'm saying that is if I'm Anthony Edwards, I've been in Minnesota a few years now. Just 2 or 3 years ago, we were in the Western Conference Finals. You come back the next year, you get rid of my wingman and Carl Anthony Towns. You send him to New York, and we get back Julius Randle. We make a couple of runs, make a run in the playoffs, and then you trade Julius Randle. Well, here's the deal. Back in 2022, we gave up 4 first-round picks. We gave up a first-round swap, and we sent 5 players to Utah for Rudy Gobert, which kind of has handcuffed us and crippled us. All right? So now, what do we have? You watch the 2026 draft. Minnesota Timberwolves had no first-round picks, right? You just got rid of Julius Randle. Where do you go? And I'm pretty sure he's asking for guys to try to make his team better. And it's almost like they have their hands tied behind their back, right? So if you're Anthony Edwards, like, I can't continue to stay here in Minnesota and our hands are tied. And now our team is even worse than it was last year. So what's our ceiling? Like, what do you think?
Anthony Edwards. Okay, so he's 24, so he's young. Seeing how a lot of guys are, I can't see him. I don't think him leaving Minnesota is an option. One, it's his team. I know that we talk about it to certain players and teams, but that's his team. So now he's going to join somebody else's team. Two, if he leaves, he gives out the opportunity for a supermax. I know he wants that supermax because they drafted him. They'll be the only team to offer him a supermax. I know he's gonna want it with the new deal that the NBA signed. I mean, you might be talking about $400 million for this dude. So I know he ain't gonna want to give that up. Yeah, they got rid of Randall, but there was rumblings, and I don't know if you heard it. Nas Reed had an interview after the season on somebody's podcast. I don't remember, and he mentioned that there's some dudes in the locker room who have terrible attitudes, and he hinted on who it was, it being Randall. So I'm sure some of them probably happy that Randall's gone. I just read some articles on with Anthony. He said he still believes in the team, and still got some good friends. That him and Nas Reed have a good relationship. So he said he's got some good relations that he's willing to stay there. I think it was a lot of chitter chatter because you've seen all the guys leaving. You see Cat leave, he win a championship. Wiggins leave, all these guys that were there have gone on to have good success, and he's still there. But he said he's still happy with the team. They just signed with
He's
the money that they gave off of Randall. They just signed some dude
okay.
Ayo Dasunu to a 5-year, 112 deal. So he's trying to be optimistic, but I think for the two reasons though,
And
what we talked about with Jalen Brown wants his own team. He's got a team, and I know he wants a
right,
supermax. I don't think he's giving
but
that.
okay. So think about this. You're Anthony Edwards. First of all, Anthony Edwards is top 5 talent in the NBA.
Hands down.
Okay, wherever he goes, he's gonna be the
The
number one
guy.
option, right?
Yeah.
And with probably the exception of San Antonio, right, or Oklahoma City. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
look at what his roster is gonna look like, right? Anthony Edwards, Nas Reed. There is no DiVincenzo. He's out at
Yeah.
least
He
until
knows
late season next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh Jaden Daniels, who I think is a budding superstar. I think that if he becomes more aggressive offensively, which he should, because he shows that he can do that when Anthony Edwards isn't playing, then you could have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. But from a standpoint of them improving their roster, they kind of handcuffed right now. You can only build through the draft. It ain't but so much money they're gonna be able to spend.
Yeah.
So if you can't spend no money and you don't have no draft picks, how's your team gonna get better? And they showed you this year, hey man, they killing the kid. He out there in the playoffs trying to play with two bad knees, two dislocated knees, and if the organization ain't gonna listen and try to bring in the guys that he want to fill in his roster, why sit there and continue to be in Minnesota where it's cold and waste years there?
I mean, yeah, that's what KG did his first, until he went to Boston. He wasted a lot of years up there in Minnesota, so I get it. I get that. But they said, them getting rid of Randall, that shit 33. They lowered their threshold as far as the salary cap. That's $33 million they freed up. So, maybe there's someone out there that they can try to entice to come up there to be placed side by side with him. But yeah, I mean, but where does he go though? Who makes that? That's an aggressive attempt. Who do you go?
I
That's
got I
tough.
got I got I got I got two places for him. I got two places for you.
East or West
Almost
Coast.
East Coast.
Okay.
I got two places for him, right? And it's gonna be crazy because I don't know how it's gonna work from a financial standpoint, but somebody may have to sacrifice. How about the Miami Heat?
So now you
One.
picked up Miami Heat. So you picked up him and Giannis.
Yep. Okay. And another destination. How about the Atlanta Hawks, where he's from?
Okay, let's go to your Miami first. Who they give up for him? Because now you talking about ain't got no roster. They gonna be top heavy like hell.
Well, I mean, who did they give up? Um, I mean, I don't know who they give up, but I know with Giannis and Ed was on the team, you could damn near fill in a roster with anybody.
But that's kind of almost how on their first year the Heat were with LeBron them. But once they went to the bench, they were top heavy. But their
Yeah,
bench
but
wasn't.
listen, that's hey, look, they made it work.
I mean, they made it work.
You
But
got
so
you
you're
got
going
one of the best general managers in the history of the game. I'm pretty sure he can make it work. He's creative enough to make it work.
because
Rounds
right now
is
he signed a 5 year $260 million deal. So right now he's going to
right.
get 45 this year, 48 next year, 52 then 55. So that's going to put that Miami going to be stressed out, boy. With what Giannis makes and what he makes. That's just them two. I don't know what Bam makes. I'm not sure what
Okay,
he makes.
so hey, listen. If you want it bad enough, all three guys sacrifice and make it work.
I mean, that's what the Lakers did. I mean, what's the Heat did? They all sacrificed. You're right. They took
Right?
less.
Again, Pat Riley is creative enough to make it work. Hey guys, how badly do you guys want to win? You're in Miami. You're on South Beach. And it's all about winning. And you know, just like I know, when they winning in Dade County, it's a different Dade County, baby.
I don't know. That's of the two that you mentioned, or Atlanta.
Or Atlanta. He can go home and lead them young guys. They got a good young roster. Everybody ain't making a whole lot of money right now. Obviously they're gonna have to pay Johnson. You know what I'm saying? You got CJ McCullough down there who's kind of coming down to the end of his rope.
Yeah. Right. Right.
They're gonna need another marquee guy to carry it. Who better than Ed Edwards to go home and be in Atlanta?
But of the two teams you mentioned, if I had to really pick, I think I would go with Miami. If they can make that money work, because it's going to be growing pains with them young guys. Where now he goes on there, he's already got guys that are pretty much made. I don't have to go through this 1 or 2 years of the Johnsons learning, getting them guys to where now Giannis is a made man. Those I
Right.
think I think that'll be a better of the two that you mentioned. If they make the finances work, that'll be interesting. Him down there.
I just can't see him in Minnesota for 3 more years with their hands tied behind their back and not being able to make any type of contending roster moves.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, because
You
he on
understand what I'm
outweighs. Yeah.
saying? Because he's gonna be miserable. Like you can't every year he ain't gonna want to be in the playoffs with bad knees, fighting for his life. Because they ain't, I can tell you right now, it's gonna be really interesting to see how they do this year, right? Without the Julius Randles. A lot of people say a lot about Julius Randle, but he is he's a walking double double. You're losing that, right? Now you're shifting Nas Reed into a starting position, which he is a starter, but who's going to take his spot off the bench?
That's what
Where's your
guys
bench
now
guys
have to
coming from?
mature. Guys have to mature. Now, hey, next man up. Now we're paying you.
What do they even have coming off the bench? DiVincenzo's out. Right? Only thing that they played, Mike Conley, they had coming off the bench. Mike Conley, I love Mike Conley. He's a really good veteran guy. But you can't ask Mike Conley to come out off the bench at 38, 39 years old and play 25, 30 minutes, 25 minutes every night, 20 minutes every night at this juncture of his career.
But you're looking at them. They're definitely young, boy. Cause Anthony Edwards. They just picked up Ayu Dunsunu, Rudy Gobert. They got Jaden Daniels. Then Nas
Okay.
Reed. Then Mike Conley, Bones,
Who
Hank
you got
Hunter.
who you got coming off your bench?
Someone like you. I mean, all these dudes are young. I'm talking
Hey,
super young.
listen. And you also got to remember now, Minnesota been wearing some teams out here this last couple of years. Everybody gonna want their get back. So it ain't like they coming into a system. They're not coming into a place to where, hey man, we feeling bad for y'all because y'all down in numbers. We
Hey,
coming
that
for
ain't
your
gonna never
neck.
happen.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think Anthony Edwards want to sit there and take them whippings.
Okay, I could see that side of it, but what about the other part of it? Do you think he's gonna want to give it that super max? I understand winning and all that, but it ain't too many people that gonna be able to want to give that up. I should say.
I honestly think that Anthony Edwards is a crazy competitor. I'm thinking he'll sacrifice because he gonna always make the money. The money for him ain't gonna be a thing. Again, you're talking about a top five talent in the game, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah, but they're saying he's eligible for what 4 year, 345, making it
Okay.
$82 million a year.
Okay.
That-
So now, when he's eligible for an extension? What, this summer or next summer?
no shit. He's got 3. He's got 4 years left, so he's got some time left for that.
Yeah, but before his 4 years are up, his 3 years are up to get an extension on one of those years. And I'm willing to bet you they ain't made no contending roster moves. He won't sign it. He won't sign an extension. He'll play it out, and then they have to risk seeing if he's going to sign with them as a free agent or lose him for nothing.
Yeah. So he
Now think about this: if they ain't got no draft picks in the next 5 years, and he decides to leave after year 3, and they lose him for nothing, then their franchise, the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise, is set back for a number of years.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let him go. They ain't gonna do that for nothing. So they said July 8th he can get that extension. However,
Okay.
he's saying that he's expected to
Yeah,
wait until 2027 so he can get
absolutely.
that 4 year 345. So he's gonna hold that
Okay.
off.
Okay. So again, and he's going to play in Minnesota this year. If
Yeah,
they do not have the opportunity to bring anybody in there that's going to make them a contender, I can guarantee you he's trying to get up out of there.
that's tough, boy. That's tough.
Something for you to think about. And we're talking about it earlier, so we're putting it out there because I'm looking at the draft last night and I'm going, wow, they just traded Julius Randle for the 33rd pick, which is disrespectful, in my opinion. And then the guy that they ended up drafting from Iowa State, the only pick that they had in the draft was actually supposed to be traded to someone else. So they don't even really have a draft pick this draft.
Yeah.
It depends on how much money they have under the cap to be able to go out there and fill up these roster spots that they need to be a contender.
Well, they got a lot of young guys they could put in some trades. Their roster is young. Their bench, them boys is young. So they
Yeah,
got some
but
guys they could throw at some people.
yeah, in order for you to use those guys, somebody got to want them.
Yeah, that's true.
Them young guys ain't played a whole lot of ain't played a whole lot of minutes in Minnesota last year. I do like the kid Terrence number one. I love him. Now he's serviceable. He may be able to be moved somewhere, but you're gonna need him because he's the only bench guy you got right now.
Yeah. They struggling.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be time, or they need to start thinking about, hey, how much longer are we gonna have Ant-Man?
Or Ant-Man needs to start thinking, when do I start looking for my exit plan out of here?
Ooh wee, what you say? Tell us what y'all think. Unapologetic, unapologetic sports talk. Don't
Don't
forget
forget
to
to
like,
like.
comment, and subscribe.
You got
We'll
it.
holler.
Later.